Alright guys, and welcome back. It is Elio here with the third part of the Kingdom Hearts Standard / Proud speedrun. So in the last two parts we went through the beginning of the game and we just finished up Traverse Town 1. So now it's time to hit the Gummy Ship menu and we're going to head over here to Wonderland. Now with the Gummy Ship menu, it is very important, even though we're going to be in here sparingly, that you try and get everything done. So we're going to go ahead and access that from the square button right here. Go to the Gummy Garage. Skip the tutorial, we're going to go straight to Excalibur. And what you want to do is simply hit square. We're going to select the whole entire gummy ship, and then we're going to hit circle, and we're going to get rid of all the blocks and only leave the cockpit here. Leaving the cockpit is very, very important because the gummy ship in this game operates on basically an equipment type thing. So if you have a certain amount of equipment on your gummy ship or a higher tier of equipment, the game is automatically going to count that regardless of what else that you have on your gummy ship. So what I like to do though is I like to go ahead and add in the cannon right here, and then we're going to switch through and we're going to add in one of the fire G's. That's all that we need to do for this menu right here, because like I stated before, the gummy ship counts engine size, and the bigger engine that you have is automatically the one it's going to focus on. Now I know you're wondering, why does it look like this? Like, why are we running a gummy ship with no blocks at all? We're going to have no HP and just a gun just to hopefully damage some stuff that gets in our way. And the reason being is keeping the gummy ship in the weight class. Now this doesn't look like it's faster than the stock gummy ship, but through testing it is apparent that it is faster than the stock gummy ship, even by a hair. And in terms of a speed run, this is what you want to do if you want to get ahead of the game, and it's what everyone does. So I do recommend that you sit right through this part and kind of practice with the menu, because it's a little bit weird. It's not bad once you remember it, but it is a little bit weird. And yeah, so our gummy ship's done. I'm going to go ahead and press the options button since I'm on PlayStation 4. We're going to save our new Excalibur, and that's it for the gummy ship. So our next destination will be Wonderland. And make sure you're tapping that triangle button, especially for text that doesn't really require any confirmation. It's safe to just tap the triangle button, since the triangle button really isn't used for anything in this game other than certain commands. It's a nice way to do it instead of pressing X and getting that slowdown as soon as the thing starts. You really don't have to shoot here. I've seen some players, especially in terms of beginner, just, you know, hover through, and that's perfectly fine. You can do that in this level too, but I will warn you, on standard you can get away with taking some damage, but in Proud, the gummy ship scales exactly to Proud, so it's literally easier to die with the gummy ship in Proud than any other difficulty. Like 2 hits I feel like is almost it. Like if you try and run through some of these objects or obstacles in this format for the gummy ship missions, you will probably end up dying. I've died countless times, especially in Proud mode, of, you know, not paying attention and not being as proactive as I should be. And yeah, it sucks, but do keep that in mind, especially if you're going to run Proud, that your gummy ship game needs to tighten up in the later levels, because you can literally die in 2 seconds flat, just like everything else in Proud. Not exactly sure why they scale the game like that. Like, why does the Proud mode difficulty affect the gummy ship as well? But it is what it is. And we have made it to our next destination, Wonderland, which is actually quite a breeze of a world, I would say. It's very, very fast and is very, very nice, but also very, very punishing if things aren't done correctly, as any speedrun. But of course, using our new movement ability here, dodge roll, we're going to be a dodge roll Andy and just dodge roll through everything. Alright, we're going to go over here, push the bed in, and then we're going to talk to the doorknob. Make sure you skip them cutscenes. And obviously we need to pick the drink right here so Sora can shrink down. And then it's off to the next part of the game. Make sure you spam in that dodge roll. And it's time to go visit the Queen. So basically what we're going to do right here is find one of the 5, or one of the, I think it's 3 or 4 items that we can find that's going to help us kind of make our case in the game and hopefully prevent Donald or Goofy from being locked in a cage like Alice is in this next part where we fight the card tower. But since this is a speedrun, we're only going to focus on getting one box. Now, right before we go to the next part, I want to say that in beginner, you're just going to spam fire with the heartless waves that pop up as soon as you get here, after the Cheshire Cat goes away. But in standard and proud, we try and run past those and hop on a mushroom in the far right corner and hopefully despawn them, so we can just grab the one of the boxes for the proof and then come back, because it's not worth sitting right there trying to fight these guys for a little bit of experience when it just takes so long to kill them, and there's just a risk of you dying and stuff of that nature. This is kind of tricky, not a super hard trick, but sometimes it works out for me and sometimes it doesn't. Maybe I'm just not fast enough. But dodge roll over here, hop up on the mushrooms. If you can call Donald and Goofy towards you, that's a great way to make sure stuff despawns. But look, the shadows didn't go away, so we're just gonna have to nuke him. One shadow got away, but not a big deal. But we got the footprints. That's all that we needed. Ideally, you don't want any shadows at all. You just want to come down, gather their stuff, because maybe I didn't wait enough time for them to despawn, and then get the footprint and come back. So now we're just going to skip through right here. There's a little trick right here that you can use with the Gemini journal though, in the English version of the game, where it kind of makes this text go like super duper fast after this fight, but it's not something that you have to do. And obviously, if you can, you want to focus on the box dropping, which I didn't, so we're just going to YOLO it and we get what we get. But ideally, if you can get the soldier, it's a lot more beneficial than not getting the soldier, because that's one character down. And while their DPS is something that you can laugh at, Crank Tower, unfortunately, especially on Proud, is a very, very awful fight if done wrong. So with the Crank Tower, you just want to turn around immediately and start whacking on it, but try and focus on the wheels that are in the Crank Tower, because that is the best way to make it break. Now, it seems to respawn more if you're kind of slow with your hits, so you want to jump as high as possible and be kind of slow in your aerial combos versus trying to mash the button, because for some reason it's just a weird, very weird boss fight, or mini boss fight, whatever you want to call it, fight. And yeah, it's just bizarre. Also, locking onto it isn't as easy as it looks, which sucks because it's like the last lock on target, but it is what it is. So we're gonna go ahead and give this a shot. Trying to jump high, because you really want to push those guys away when Sora does the combo. If you have to jump some, jump some. I'm trying to target the tower, which I managed to target, and then you want to roll away. Roll away as quickly as possible, because this scene seems to like lag if Sora's there collecting money. Like, the game for some reason needs to count money, so if you want that scene to go away as quick as possible, you just want to roll out the way, collect no money, and let it do what it has to do. Like, that roll at the end was absolutely perfect. But remember, this is a speed run, so we're skipping these cutscenes. And we're heading to the next part. Now, it is very, very, very easy to die at Crank Tower. I'm surprised I got that down just like this. I was already expecting a death, but it is very, very easy to die. So if you do die, especially in Proud, don't feel too bad, because it's 2 hits all the way through. But we're going to come over here and examine this real quick. Examine it twice until it says sit down to get a present. And we're going to pick up this elixir, which is going to be very, very important later on in the run. You need those elixirs. You absolutely need them. Skip this cutscene. Make sure you're pressing that triangle button. And now, for this room, there's no particular like amazing strat. Just think of this purple, like beige, whatever color, burgundy color. Think of this as like lava. You don't want to touch this because Heartless will spawn. And if they spawn, then that's going to slow your runtime down, because you can't do what you need to do, which is just light up these 2 lanterns, candle things, and basically leave this area so we can go fight Trickmaster and end this world. But basically, think of this floor as lava. You don't want to touch it. Now for this part, we're going to make this big jump over here and make sure we stay on the white part, the one that looks like a cheese block. What I like to do is jump high, jump far, and then end it with Sora's aerial move to kind of give him a little bit more space, which is very, very helpful in this type of situation. So we're going to attack. Then I like to do another jump, another jump, and hit that notch. Now, it's not super reliable if you jump over here on the platform like I just did, the little cheese wedge, and then roll towards the notch, because sometimes, for whatever reason it is, maybe Sora's just a millisecond off, but sometimes you'll automatically be engaged in battle like we are right now, where the command menu is red, and then you can't leave because the game detects a battle, and you can't really do any actions outside of battle to interfere with that. So I would say jump just like I did again, and then jump over here or dodge roll over here as fast as possible. That seems to be the most safe and consistent way of making sure that this notch goes up the first time and you're not stuck in a fight. But we're going to head on through here. Dodge roll down. Touch the save point if you need to, because it's Trickmaster time. And then we're done with Wonderland. And I always try and skip that cutscene, but it's another of the text situation, and then skip the cutscene after. I'm going to make a jump for the table. Talk to the Cheshire Cat. And once the scene cuts into like a movie, or like a, eyes are squinting together, you can skip it. So we're going to go ahead and skip it now. And this is Trickmaster. Now there's a couple different ways you can address Trickmaster. You can use the chair to your advantage and try and get some aerial combos off on him. You can also start this battle off using fire. But I will warn you, using fire, there is a chance you could hit like his feather that we can see right here to the right of Goofy, and making that ignite, which could either be good or bad. If it's already on fire when he goes to do his DM of just making the feathers on fire, then maybe he won't do his DM. Sometimes he will. Sometimes he just does his DM super early and you can't really control that. But what I find to be the most useful for me is to try and jump off this table, combo him if you can, and then we're just literally going to jump up and do 2 hits until he's down. Now, it takes 3 downs on him, at least for Standard and Proud, before he's at the point where he's about to die. And he is, yeah, he's pretty much dead. So we're going to go ahead and start the battle here. I'm going to try hitting a little bit of fire. You see me roll back because he went in for some hits. So that's 1 down. And here, you can do full combos. But now, we're doing the 1-2. Try and keep your movement close to him if possible. Dodge roll out the way if you need to, so you don't take any extra hits. Alright, that's 2. We need another one. I believe it's 3. Hopefully he won't DM because his feather is already ignited. We're getting some good damage in on him though. See, look at that. Alright, that's 3 down. But there's no real DPS from Donald and Goofy, so it's going to have to be 4. So he wants to go DM now. Collect HP orbs if you need to. Try and aim my fire towards him. Missing him a little bit, but it is what it is. Very hard to hit him when he does that animation. But remember, keep up the 2 hits. The 3rd hit will never connect unless he's down like that. But he should be down. And he is. And that concludes pretty much Wonderland. We have a little bit more things to do here, and then we're off to Deep Jungle. Very, very short world, and I keep pressing pause in tech situations. But yeah, very short world, and it's nice when it works out. It doesn't always, but it's nice when it does work out. And then we also attain Blizzard, which is very, very important for Deep Jungle. Very, very important. So we got the gummy ship piece, and now it's time to dip like a chip. We're going to be back at the first area of the game when we first started in Wonderland. Go ahead and hit that gummy ship menu to board the gummy ship, and we're off.